Hi everyone, this is my first direct self-managed Facebook Live, and yeah, I presume that I'm going ahead. Victoria, help. I think I am. Oh, I might have one viewer, is that correct? Oh, hello. Hi V. Oh, hi Kay. Hi Deb. Oh, you're so lovely. So nice to see you. Oh gosh, my heart rate. This is such a workout. Whew. Hi everyone. It's lovely to be here today. Oh, you can see me good. Oh, thank goodness. It's really weird, isn't it? Sort of, you feel like you're just having a conversation with yourself. It's kind of bizarre. Hi Kay. Hello, gorgeous. How are you? Oh, I got a little thumbs up. That's good. Thank you very much. Here I am in my studio. It was meant to be really bright and sunny today, but it's just coming in and out of clouds, so I've got all these strange stripes of light coming in, but anyway, we'll cope. Hopefully it's bright enough and you can see. My studio's at the front of the house, so I've got this lovely light coming in, and yeah, it's just I'm lucky to have this space. It's a really nice spot, and you can probably see that I might have some books in here. Shock! I know, this whole thing here. There's a pile down there, there's a pile under here, there's several piles all around. You can see all stacked up there. Yeah, I kind of have a book addiction. I know you're shocked. Books and shoes, you know how it is, girls. Well, yeah, a big thank you to CBCA New South Wales, to Victoria McCartney, to the beautiful Gemma Patience for her divine promo graphics that she's been doing for this fantastic initiative. Victoria, I believe this was your idea. It's been so much fun. I haven't often been able to tune in live because I've been in deadline, but I've always caught up on every single video and they've just been fantastic. It's really nice to see behind the scenes a little bit and that kind of thing. So I'm hoping some kids are joining, and if you are, a big hello to you. I hope you're coping well being off school. It's a delight to be here today. I'm Tania McCartney. I'm a children's author, illustrator, editor. I've been in this game about a dozen years, and prior to that I've been writing professionally for about 30 years. I think I have about 50 books now. I can't remember. Maybe it's just middle age. Can't tend to remember, but I thought while we wait for some kids to join, I thought that I might show you just a couple of my recent books, and then I was going to show you a bit of original artwork from Mamie and some little dolls, and also I've got a really little video on Procreate that I thought you might like to see, showing the process of drawing Evie and Pog. So on Evie and Pog, these are my little creatures here that I made a little while ago. I'm still crocheting Granny. She's quite big, so it's taking me a while. Evie and Pog, a girl and a dog. And this is with Harper Collins. The first book is Takeoff. The second book is Puppy Playtime. And the third book, which has just come out, this month, is Party Perfect. And while we wait for some more kids and I start on Mamie, I'll just show you a little bit inside Evie and Pog. So this is my first junior fiction series. I had a ball doing this. The Harper Collins team is so brilliant. Lisa Berryman's incredible. Eve Tonelli, my editor, is amazing. And the whole team, Michelle Wise, Katie Holt, everyone is amazing. And this one is, as I said, the third book, and each book has 3 stories in it. So it's a nice little bite-sized chunk for little ones who are just progressing from picture books into self-reading texts. And in this we have Book Parade, Art Show and Party Time. And at the front of every book I have the treehouse map. I hope you can see that okay. And that just shows the little treehouse that Evie and Pog live in. And of course the treehouse is in a beautiful tree in Granny's backyard. Granny lives in a big old house on her own, but Evie and Pog have their own little abode. How cool would that be, kids, to have your own treehouse to live in? So I'll just read you the first couple of pages here of Book Parade. Every story starts like this. Chapter 1. High in a treehouse in a big backyard live 2 very best friends, One is a girl and one is a dog, and everyone knows them as Evie and Pog. You can see here the treehouse, and there is Evie desperate for a walk because of Pog. Pog, of course, loves nothing better than a cup of tea in the newspaper, and Evie just loves to run, jump and play. Pog is 2 years old. He likes drinking tea and reading the newspaper. He likes dress-ups and making plans. But most of all, he loves vegetables. His favourites are Brussels sprouts and broccoli. He's really me, Pog. Evie is 6 years old. She likes reading and knitting. She likes baking cakes and making daisy chains. She also likes crashing cymbals together. Can't say I've got cymbals, but sometimes I need them. But very best of all, Evie loves rolling on the daisy spot grass. She just adores daisies. And there is Evie and Pog. I hope you can get your hands on this new one. It's just out. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun writing them. And I love writing for children of this age. It's challenging in a lot of ways, but it's so, so very much fun. Get into a story because I've got lots of other lovely things to show you. So I thought I could read Mamie now. So here it is. This was released during the 100-year anniversary of course, Snug and Cud. Snugglepot and Cuddle Pie is something that I grew up with and absolutely adored. A lot of us did, of course. This is with Harper Collins. I want to thank them for allowing me to read this today. And I just thought that I would have a little Crochet Mamie join in as well so she can listen to the story. We'll pop her up here. Okay, kids, let's get started. Mamie. And there's some beautiful gum blossom end papers. Mamie. Hope you can see this okay. On a snowy day in a land across the sea where fairies and pixies and elves lived deep in the woods, a little girl was born. Her name was Cecilia May, but her family called her Amy. And you can see there the snowy wallpaper in her room, and I want to have another baby so I can buy that cot. No, I don't. Like all children, inside Mamie's small head was a big imagination, just like you kids out there watching right now. Huge imaginations. She was a little girl who could draw as soon as she could walk. And you can see there, down the bottom here is a little drawing that Mamie did when she was only a little toddler. Mamie's days were like a fairy tale. There was song and dance, opera and stage shows, and the smell of paint in the air. All was wonderful in Mamie's world. And if you look there, you can see all the different things that the real-life May Gibbs loved to do. She loved to dance and act and paint and sing and write stories and frolic in nature and look at plants and be inspired by them. She looks very happy. And at the end of Mamie, we have a biography on the great May Gibbs. And that's the end of the story. Look here, you cutie. I hope you enjoyed that. I loved writing and researching this book, and it was such a fascinating journey learning about May's life in depth. It was so cool. Right, so what I thought I'd do is I would show you some pictures from Mamie, because books just sometimes appear on the shelf and you think, wow, that's just a book, and you forget about all that goes behind the scenes and what creators do to make these books. So I thought I would show you some bits and pieces that went into Mamie. And if you want to do your own books one day, kids, this might inspire you because you will learn how to actually do it. So when you make a book, you do what is called a storyboard. And Harper Collins were kind enough to let me do a really, really basic idea storyboard. You can see here Queen Victoria. Remember the Queen Victoria spread over here? There she is there. So these are just some of the spreads that I did, just outlining how the book would unfold. And then from there, I did more detailed roughs. So here's that one where Mamie is walking in the forest and then she's peeking around the trunk. Actually, that's the one on the cover. You see there? Yeah, with her little Scotty dog over here, and then the koala up the top there. Actually, no, sorry. Up the top is the koalas, and over here is the Scotty dog. Of course, I shifted them around because drafts are just practice runs, and then you get better and better and you improve on them, right? I'm sure the teachers listening will know that. And here is the Queen Victoria spread. Remember I showed you that one? Okay, so that's how it looked like in draft. And then what happens after that is we go ahead and we create artwork. And all of the illustrations in Mamie were done on watercolor paper with watercolor, of course, and ink. And then what I did, I scanned them in and I finished them in Photoshop and then put them into the spreads in Adobe Illustrator to create the book. So that's one of the originals. You might remember from the book where we meet Queen Victoria, see how she's got all those hilarious dogs all around her, right? So here are some of the original dogs that I drew, and those dogs were really from her life. This one, Eos, it was actually Prince Albert's dog. And so they were all drawn separately in watercolor. And again, they were scanned in. You can see here. They were scanned in and adjusted in Photoshop and then put into Adobe Illustrator, and the book's pages were assembled. You can see here again, remember when Mamie is making all her cakes and dressing up her dolls? Again, that's an original watercolor sheet. And they were all cut out and finished and put into the book. So it's a bit of a process. And then weird things happen too, like this one. Remember when Mamie was going to the bottom of the world and she was with her mum and her brother? And I drew her mum here with this tiny little wasp waist. And then I remembered that she was pregnant on the trip to Australia and she had a baby on the ship just a few weeks before they landed in Australia. So I had to put a belly on her because she had a baby in her tummy. So yeah, all of these little things that happen along the way. And that's just one of the scenes from the beginning of the book. Remember Mamie the musical, and then all the little parts that she played. And I actually did a sailor there as well, but I didn't end up including the sailor in the book, and that happens a lot too. Some things we don't end up including. Okay, now, let me see if there's any questions. Does anyone have any questions? Hi, Liz. Hi, Carolyn. Hello, Alison. Oh, thank you. Hi, Isla and Curtis. How are you? It's lovely to see you. Okay, so now I thought I would just show you a couple of my other books, and then I'm going to show you a little video of how I drew Evie and Pog. And the time is going really quick, so I'll try to be fast. All right, so please ask me some questions if you want to too, and I can answer them while we're live. All right, so this one is called Ivy Bird. This is the Blue Dot Kids Press version in the States, and the original was published by Windy Hollow Books here in Australia. And this has a dust jacket. Oh, the small pleasures. And Ivy is illustrated by my friend Jess Rackleft. It's just, she's done the most beautiful illustrations. And it's about a little girl who wakes up in the morning with her bird in a cage, right, her little canary. And as the book unfolds, Ivy goes through her day and acts like a bird. Have you ever dressed up like a bird before? Have you got bird costumes at home, or can you use something around your house that you might be able to do a bird costume with? There's lots of things you could use. Maybe Mum's feather boa. And as Ivy moves through the book, she meets all these different birds and acts like all these different birds. And towards the end, we see that her canary friend meets another little friend up here, you see. And right at the end of the book, the cage is tossed away, and of course the birds, just like Ivy, feather their nest together. That was very important to me, that we have the birds free at the end, of course. And at the end of Ivy Bird, there's some wonderful facts about birds. For example, did you know the flamingo's feathers can be white or all kinds of pink and even red, depending on what it eats? There you go. When it wants to rest, it stands on one leg. I might have to try that. Okay. Another book I want to show you is called I Heart the World. This is published by Hardy Grant Travel, and this has got a foil cover, that's why it's shimmering like this, and this book is a journey around the world, and it incorporates sights and sounds and people and food and fauna and flora and cultures and all manner of wonderful things. And you can see here it's divided by continent. So of course in the world we have 7 continents, don't we kids? I know you know this. And yeah, and so we cover Asia, Africa, Oceania, of course. Where's Australia located? Oceania, yes. Let's skip all the way to Australia. Oh, I think you guys might recognize some of these animals. Do you? We have some of the most unique animals in the world in Australia. Let's have a look at the dugong. The dugong is related to the elephant. Can you even believe it? Known as the cow of the sea, it feeds on seagrass meadows in shallow waters, and early sailors mistook the dugong for mermaids. Isn't that funny? All right. Oh, and of course our New Zealand friends. And also we have lots of wonderful mammals and marsupials in the book. So if you love books about animals, there's lots and lots of animals in this book. And speaking of animals, before I show you my Evie and Pog video, I also wanted to show you fauna. And this one is with National Library Publishing. And this is all about our unique Australian animals. And what's really important about this book is it talks about animals that are endangered or are near threatened or vulnerable. And unfortunately, a lot of our animals are vulnerable or endangered or threatened. And yeah, it's, you know, it's really tragic, isn't it? We need to do something about it. And that's why we have kids like you who are so clever and understand and love our animals so much. And throughout fauna, you can see there's a bunch of really cool animals and lots of facts. So even if you're little, you can still enjoy these pictures and these lovely labels teaching you all about the facts about these animals. And of course the kangaroo, love the roo. The cassowary. Did you know that the cassowary does not have a tongue? So when it drinks or eats, it has to throw its head back and throw the food and water down its throat. Isn't that funny? Imagine not having a tongue. How could you talk? Okay. Thank you, Mandy. Okay, we have a question. Do you stretch your watercolor paper, Tania? I'm always fascinated to hear how other illustrators work. Mandy, I don't. And the reason being is I don't use a lot of watercolor. So you can see here that the only real depth in the illustration is on her dress there, the darker colour, and also this sort of reddish colour and the yellow. So I go very lightly. I also use extremely thick 300 GSM, really high quality watercolour paper. That's Arches. I think it's a cold pressed, but now I'm using hot pressed. So I don't really stretch. No, I haven't the need to because I don't do backgrounds. So when I start doing backgrounds, I might have to stretch. Yes, that's true. Oh, thank you, Gemma. That's really sweet. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun seeing the sketches, isn't it? It's really, really interesting seeing how things develop along the way. Here's some little gum blossoms too that I did that ended up being the fairies that Mamie thought she saw. Remember? She was shining the torch and thought she saw the little gum nut fairies. So, yeah. All right, now, I thought it might be fun to show you guys, kids, you're going to love this. This is my iPad, and I've been working in Procreate. Oh, and there's a message from my brother-in-law. And I thought I would show you how this image was actually drawn in Procreate. So let's open this up here and time-lapse replay. Hopefully you can see it well. Please comment someone if you struggle to see it. But here I am sketching Evie, and then I'm adding a putty cat to her bun because, of course, cats love to play with the bun on top of your head, do they not? I'm adding more cats, and then down here, oh, I think is that Pog down there? I think that might be Pog. So I'm sketching this with a Procreate pencil. And then here comes Granny. Granny does not look happy. She's looking a little bit miffed. There go her glasses. And some more putty cats there. One's clinging on to Granny. There's 7 cats in this story. Foolish me for creating 7 cats. But anyway, 7 cats. Now what I'm doing, I've created a new layer in Procreate, and I'm using a sort of ink pencil. And obviously it's an electronic pencil, and I'm going over the sketch. And now I am filling in, because of course the book is in monochrome black and white, so I'm filling in different shades, and then I'm adding some, oh, there's another cat. Oh, this time it's on Pug's head. And he doesn't even realize it's there. And you'll see too that I drew some of the cats a little bit big. So what I did was I resized them as I went through. Okay, and that's the end of the story. So it's really interesting, isn't it, to see how they, oh, where's my books? To see how the images are produced. And I think I can even show you how that image ended up in the book. This is in Party Perfect. You see there? So Evie and Pog are in the treehouse, and these cats appear, these little kittens, and Evie there is begging Granny to keep them. And Granny doesn't like mess, she doesn't like noise, she doesn't like fur, she doesn't like daisies all over the grass, she likes everything neat and tidy. So she's not happy, and she's saying, there's no way, Jose, you're keeping these kittens. So I wonder if they end up keeping the kittens. You'll have to read the book to find out. Okay, we're at half an hour, we've got to stop. All right. Oh, Deb, that's true, the cassowary. Cassowaries are bananas. It's the most dangerous bird on the planet. Kids, did you know that? It is the most dangerous bird. So you don't want to go anywhere near a cassowary. Oh, that was fun. Okay. My nerves have calmed a bit more and my heart rate's down. This has been really, really lovely. Thanks again to CBCA New South Wales. Thanks everyone for joining in. Hi to all the kids that came along, sending you my love, and please remember to do lots and lots of reading, because the more you read, the bigger your brain gets, the bigger your heart gets, and you can end up doing anything in your life if you spend lots of time reading. Thanks again everyone for tuning in. Thanks to you beautiful people at CBCA. Thanks Victoria and Gemma and everyone. This has been a lot of fun. Okay. Happy reading, everyone. Lots of love to you all. I hope you're doing really, really well. And yeah, books are everything, are they not? We're lucky our books are doing well at the moment. It's fantastic. All right. Lots of love. Bye, everyone. Bye.